Tiger Woods' crash result has been determined. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Los Angeles County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said Wednesday the cause of Tiger Woods' February car crash has been determined and the investigation has concluded, but he needs Woods' permission to release the report. It's completed, signed, sealed, and delivered, Villanueva said. However, we can't release it without the permission of the people involved in the collision. His department later cited the California law that governs the disclosure of collision reports. Woods, who suffered broken bones in the right leg, announced March 16th on Twitter that he was back home after being released from the hospital. Woods' agent, Mark Steinberg, didn't return a message from USA Today Sports seeking comment. Villanueva also said he considers the single car crash to have been an accident, despite evidence that suggests the famed golfer didn't brake or steer out of the emergency for nearly 400 feet after striking an 8-inch curb in the median. You have an accident and you have a deliberate act, Villanueva said on a Facebook livestream session in response to a question from USA Today Sports. It's an accident, okay? We're reaching out to Tiger to be able to release the report itself, and nothing has changed from what we know and what we learned throughout the course of the investigation.
He's won 14 of those, second only to the great Jack Nicklaus, whose record of 18 majors is well and truly in Tiger's sights.
And everything we did turned out to be accurate. The sheriff otherwise has not released detailed findings from the department's investigation into the crash February 23rd in Rolling Hills Estate, south of downtown Los Angeles. Villanueva's response Wednesday differed from what he said about the crash investigation on March 17th. Yes, we'll have the full thing released, and we'll do a full press conference, and that because I know there's going to be a lot of questions and we'll pick it apart, Villanueva said then.
Do I miss it? Absolutely, 100%. And to be at my age now, at 40 years old, I'm the first one to admit I can't do the things I used to be able to do, but most people can't.
Forensic car crash reconstruction experts differ with Villanueva on describing crashes as accidents simply because they are not deliberate. For example, drunk driving crashes could be considered accidents in a broad sense because they are not deliberate. By their narrower definition, true accidents are rare because crashes typically have real causes, such as negligence of the driver, even if it's not on purpose. In this case, forensic experts say the evidence suggests Woods was not conscious when he left his lane and kept going in a straight line before crashing, instead of staying with the downhill road as it curved right. He went straight over the curb in the median to the left, hit a wooden sign, and kept going in a straight line into opposite traffic lanes before leaving the road, hitting a tree and rolling over. Jonathan Cherney, an accident reconstruction expert and former police detective who walked the scene, told USA Today Sports it was like a classic case of falling asleep behind the wheel, because the road curves and his vehicles go straight. There was no skid marks on the road, Villanueva said. Instead, Woods' Genesis SUV kept going straight for several hundred feet. Woods later told sheriff's deputies he couldn't remember how the crash occurred and he didn't even remember driving. After the crash, the sheriff's department executed a search warrant to obtain data from the vehicle's black box, which could show how fast he was going and any braking or steering activity. Asked by USA Today Sports on March 17th what he learned from the black box, the sheriff replied, "We learned a few things, which is important," but he didn't elaborate. He said there was no obvious signs of impairment by Woods on the crash scene that day. He went on to talk about lessons learned and said, "We need to do more drug recognition experts within the department. Such drug recognition experts, DREs, are trained officers who evaluate drivers for signs of impairment that aren't obvious. DREs then can request a blood examination for evidence of drug use." Woods was not evaluated by a DRE that day, and his blood was not examined because the deputies determined Woods was lucid and said it was not necessary. Woods was found unconscious at the scene of two previous driving incidents. One was in 2009 when a witness found him snoring in his vehicle after hitting a fire hydrant and a tree outside his mansion in Florida. A police report from then noted Woods had been prescribed the sleep medication Ambien and the painkiller Vicodin, according to a witness. In 2017, police in Florida found him asleep at the wheel and arrested him on suspicion of drunken driving. A toxicology report later found several drugs in his system, including Ambien, Vicodin, and THC. Woods checked into a clinic that year to get help with medications for pain and a sleep disorder. That's all for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel so you never miss an amazing video from us.